Hi Sagittarius, Happy New Year. Happy 2018. We are going to start the year off with a general read. I am Brooklyn Tarot, and this is your general reading for 2018, January 2018. I do encourage you to check out your moon and rising signs for a more accurate read. I find that your moon sign is always a little more accurate than your sun sign. Yeah, so we're going to start off with general readings in the beginning of the month, and then in about 2 weeks, I'll put out the love and relationship readings, which I'm really excited to do. I just got a camera, so the quality of these readings are going to get better, I promise. I'm just starting out. I'm new to YouTube, so do forgive my lack of consistency in the beginning. I'm just trying to get into the groove of things. Okay, so without further ado, your reading. Okay. Spirit, show me Sagittarius, December. Oh, Sagittarius, January 2018. Spirit, show me Sagittarius, January 2018. Show me Sagittarius, So I like to break the month up in two halves. We'll look at the first half first. Second half. Okay. So what do we have here? At the bottom of the deck we have the Strength card. It's a beautiful card to have as your overall energy. Now, so first up in the beginning of the month, you've got the Eight of Coins reversed. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not working. You are working, but you may have lost focus in something. You may have not been as dedicated, or your head is probably somewhere else in the beginning of the month. And we're all like that when we first get back from a week of being off from work. And I know my office, no one was there, which was very nice. I got a lot of work done. And this ties in with the Seven of Cups there. So you may be a little distracted with some options that are being presented to you. You've got some possibilities around you. You may have a lot of different options that, when you have a lot of options presented in front of you, you sort of get like, option paralysis, where you just don't know what to do. So that might be influencing your lack of focus in the beginning of the month, or maybe something that you are just not focusing on. You may not be focusing on the possibilities of something around you. You're just not. It feels like you're not looking for it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. Then you have the Five of Wands here, and that indicates a conflict that you may be having in the beginning of the month. And this could be an internal conflict, because you do have the Nine of Swords right next to it, which indicates loss of sleepless nights, some anxiety. You're in your head a lot, and you're thinking about this a lot. So whatever this conflict is getting to you, is really you're ruminating over it a lot, to the point where you're now losing sleep. It's quite literally, you are losing sleep. Whenever I get this card in my readings, it's because I've just I cannot stop thinking about this one thing. But in your second half of the month, it feels like you it feels a lot calmer. Then it feels a lot more positive too, You have the Empress right at the beginning. So whatever this conflict was, you are definitely not dealing with it anymore. You have come out on top, especially with that Strength card at the bottom. You're not dealing with this little tiff or the issue anymore. Now the Knight of Wands is right next to you. So this may be somebody, a fire energy, a fire sign that's coming in. They may have their moon in either Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. They may be coming in. So this person comes in real hot and heavy, and just as quickly as they leave, just as quickly as they come into your life, that's how quickly they leave. So this is a quick energy. It may not, if it's not a person, it's definitely an energy that comes in and out. And it's sort of like it like ignites something in you, and it sort of just pushes you towards something. And Knight of Wands, they can be inspiring. A lot of fire signs are like that. I have a lot of fire sign friends, and they're always very encouraging and very yeah, let's do that, this is a great idea. And I'm just like, yeah, this is a good idea, let's do that. And they really get me going. I'm a Taurus, so I'm very like, you really need to like light a huge fire under my ass for me to get up and do anything. Then you have the Ace of Swords. So this, whatever this is, so also Empress is the birth of a new idea. It doesn't always indicate an actual birth. It could be the birth of an idea, of a new project. With that Knight of Wands there, this is a quick energy. This is something you think about and then immediately undertake. And then you have that Ace of Swords. So this is a new beginning here. This is this is thoughts, right? So swords are mental energy, they're thoughts. So this could be a new idea. You could have this epiphany one day. And with that, so you have Two of Cups there. This is something that is divinely guided for you. This is a partnership that comes in and it's like a blessed union. It doesn't have to be between two people. This can be contracts. You could be signing something. You could go into partnership with somebody. It's a birth of that, and this happens very quickly. You could be working towards that. You don't necessarily have to be in a partnership or a business partnership with somebody, at the end of the month, but this is a coming together of something. This is a signing. This is, a binding of two things. And you're equals in this, so that's what that is. So they both have the same size cup. I imagine there's like the same sort of whatever is in that chalice is equal parts. I don't know. So that's the birth of that. And I feel like you get this new idea and you run with it and you're really fired up about it. So I've done several of these readings so far, and the beginning of these readings are always so different from the second half, which I find really weird. But honestly, it's good because you're bringing in a lot of energy from 2017 in the beginning, and then you find your footing for 2018. You sort of like are laying the groundwork for 2018. Like, what you'll be doing. You're sort of laying you're figuring out your goals, what you want to achieve this year, and you're tackling that, and you're actually doing it. So you don't have any complacency cards. You don't have any cards that are just sit and wait cards. These are action cards. These are birth cards. These are new idea cards. These are go and get them cards. Sorry, I have like this window open. It's annoying me. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so for January, it's a very good energy. I feel like you are ready to start this year. You're ready to start it with a bang. And really nothing can stop you. Sagittariuses are they're high achievers for sure. You guys hold yourselves to a very high standard, which is really good. And that's the thing about you guys. You guys don't sit and mope for too long. you do hold on to things, you do internalize things, but you don't let it like stop you from doing anything. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just reassessing the cards and see if there's anything else. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull two clarifiers from the Fountain Tarot deck. I don't know if you can see it. The messages here, it is based off of the Rider-Waite, but the messages are a little bit different, and I feel like they're a lot more in depth than the Rider-Waite, where you can interpret them. Different readers have different interpretations of these cards, but the little booklet that comes with this card has such great interpretations that I find myself just sticking to that. If you end up getting this deck, which I really suggest because it has like really pretty silver border around it, and it's a great deck. I love it. It's like this deck that just seeks the truth, and you can't really hide too much from this deck, which I love. But if you do end up getting this deck, you can interpret it however you want, but for me, I like reading from the book. Okay, let's get two clarifiers for you without messing anything up. All right, Spirit, show me clarifying cards for Sagittarius. Okay, right out. All right, so you got this 10 of Wands, and you got the 7 of Coins. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's read the 10 of Wands. And now, just the traditional interpretation of this is you carrying a lot, you're holding on to a lot. This is the burden card, but also 10s are an end of a cycle. So you could be coming to an end of a phase in your life where you were holding on to a lot, you were taking on more workload than you should have. You just kind of did everything, whereas no one was helping you. So that's the traditional meaning of that card, and it's just work. It's like being overworked, sort of. So let's read the traditional. No, let's read what it says in the book. Going to Wands. Okay, stagnant energy. So success is wonderful, but if left unchecked, it can get away from you. In the 10 of Wands, man balances responsibilities, promises, and tasks, all of which he knows intimately. For the moment, they are under control, but holding them has become a burden. You are expending a great deal of energy right now, holding things together. What is the price? The original spirit and creativity that's shone so brightly in you is fading quickly, swallowed by the tangle of obligations. It's time to use the lessons of those wands to fix the situation and restore balance. Running idle, a burden that has crept up slowly, a time to reconnect with passions and motivations, taking on too much, not saying no, a lack of balance, maintenance at the expense of growth. So I think this ties in a lot with your first two cards in this whole first top row, where you kind of felt like, it was the responsibilities of the day-to-day and work and family and, your relationships and social lives and all that was getting to you, and you kind of just feeling very run down. And this is saying that, this card is saying just to maybe, take a load off and get back to what really makes you happy. Get in touch with those passions that you had before. Get in touch with those hobbies you used to do before that made you happy. I know we all have responsibilities. We all have to get up and go to work every day and make the money and pay our bills and take care of our kids and, do everything for everybody. But you have to also take care of yourself. You are important. You can't forget who you are and what makes you happy. If you are unhappy and your cup is empty, you can't give to others. So just remember that. Always remember to make yourself happy. All right, next we have the 7 of Coins. Okay. Patient resolve. With dirty hands and rolled up sleeves, the farmer assesses his creation. He recalls the process that brought these seeds to maturity, the time, money, and effort it took to bring them to full growth. Your work may be nearly complete, and you desperately crave the reward, but you must still acknowledge that work done well takes time and often has its own schedule. Something in your heart tells you that your fruits have not fully ripened. Be patient and keep working. Your wait is almost over. Patient dedication, stewardship, assessment, thoughtful planning, a commitment rewarded, creativity, and security. So I feel like, you have this renewed energy, but also it comes from this, passionate, idea that you get right here. This, this surge of, oh man, I can, do this new thing and it's going to be amazing and fun. And I think you just run with it, and it gives you this renewed passion for life and work and what you do every day. You're sort of, being run down here, but then you get this idea that reignites your passion. So it says, patient dedication, stewardship, assessment, thoughtful planning, which is also very good. And you get the Ace of Swords here. Do not, you guys aren't, impulsive. So I wouldn't say, that you are, but, it's important to look at what you're doing. Don't just jump into something because it's different. Think about it, make a plan it out, It's what I do for a living, so I don't do anything without a plan. So I think this is a good reading, for sure. Nothing too crazy, and I think that's good to start off your year with. You're bringing in some energy from 2017, but we all are, so that's okay. But this the last half of the month, I think, is great to start the year off with this new idea or this new project that you're taking on, which really makes you happy. And it's quick. I feel like you figure out what you want and you run with it, which is really beautiful. So that's all I have. I don't really see anything else in the cards. Let's see. Yeah. So I do hope you had a very nice new year. And if you're on the East Coast, stay warm. If you're on the West Coast, we hate you because we are freezing our butts off. So have a good rest of January, and I will see you in February.